Yo, I'm one Sir Grove, in the process of creating a new crime-fighting organization here in New York. I know that sounds a little wacky to some people, but for those who know what I'm talking about, they know that I'm fucking dead serious. Not even fucking playing around. Not even fucking joking. Yeah, man. After reviewing all the different crime-fighting organizations that have sprouted up, that have popped up on the grid, and the different countries that I read from the Wikipedia and other sources of information on the web, Echo, ECHO in Seattle, and even here in New York, and the different states and the different countries. I read from that literature. You can look it up yourselves. This is C4CW casting 495 celebrities worldwide. If you are true to life fans, as opposed to not sincere fans, then we 495 most certainly appreciate you. Like I said, man, we can't make you be fans. You either are or you are not true fans. That said, crime fighting. Different organizations have popped up as vigilante organizations. I am not promoting vigilanteism. I am not doing that at all. I am simply in the process of creating my own crime-fighting organization here in New York. In the lineage, listen, bear with me, in the lineage of the Guardian Angels. That's right. In the lineage of the Guardian Angels. So yeah, I'm absolutely fucking serious, man. Guardian Angels, I've always liked the Guardian Angels. I know they've been, like any... I mean, who's not controversial? You know what I mean? I mean, crime fighters are going to be controversial. I mean, that's just the whole nature of crime fighting. Whether it's the police or whomever. I mean, if someone's fighting fucking crime, fighting terrorism, fighting injustice, I mean, man, that person is probably going to come under scrutiny at some time. And that's what happened with the Guardian Angels. I remember when I was a kid seeing the Guardian Angels on TV thinking to myself, man, these people seem like they're doing the right thing. Because, man, I grew up, like a lot of kids in America and around the world reading comic books, like the Justice League, DC, Marvel comics, right? And then here are the Guardian Angels, like wearing all red with their berets and, they're training in martial arts and how to do this and how to do that. And I'm like, wow. And I remember even asking, like, my mother, I was like, who are these people? And she's like, well, they're vigilantes. And I was like, are they good people? And she's like, I think so. And I was like, well, why are they in, like, trouble? And she's like, oh, because they fight crime themselves, and sometimes people in society think that that's wrong, and that the police are better equipped to be, the sworn protectors legally, and these people are doing this of their own volition, their own selfless acts. And so it's just a matter of interpretation of the law. Some people are in favor of the Guardian Angels, and some people are not in favor of the Guardian Angels. So I kept my eye on the Guardian Angels over time, and I think that the Guardian Angels have mostly positive, favorable reviews. I really do. I see that, and I think that the Guardian Angels, have stood the test of time. I like the Guardian Angels, man. And for those of you who don't know, the Guardian Angels are not just in the U.S., they're in multiple other countries as well. I believe I remember reading something when I was in high school about the Guardian Angels being in Japan. Seriously, like no bullshit. I don't know what countries they currently operate in. We're definitely going to do the research and we're going to find out. Because what's happening here at C4CW is I'm creating a crime-fighting organization to operate here in New York. That's right. Now, some people are like, Grove, have you checked into the legality of what it is that you're doing? Yes, of course. Man, I talk to a lot of attorneys because I come from a background in law enforcement. And I kind of hinted at the creation of a crime-fighting organization a few episodes ago. and I kind of made light of it a little bit, kind of joked about it. But for those who know me, they know of me, and they know of my work. They know that I was being serious, and that I was actually, though in some regard, making light. And I'm not saying poking fun. I'm just saying, just reading from Wikipedia and other sources about crime-fighting organizations around the world and saluting each and every one. People who follow what I do, they knew damn well that I was doing that because I'm launching our own crime-fighting organization. They were reading between the lines, and they're like, man, Grove is doing this, man. He's talking about this because he's in the process of creating his own crime-fighting organization, similar to what you see in different cities, similar to Echo in Seattle, ECHO. You see how I speak about Echo and other groups in a favorable way, in a favorable light? It's because I like what they're doing. And I understand that Echo has come under scrutiny. I'm talking about the Seattle real-world superheroes. I know that they've had their media, their negative reviews by some people who think, oh, well, they should just, those real world superheroes, they should just leave crime fighting up to the police. I mean, that's what everyone says, man. I mean, not everyone, but I'm saying that's what is always inevitably going to be stated by at least one person in society. I mean, since day one, whenever there have been vigilantes throughout history, there's always someone out there who's like, these real-world superheroes, they ought to just leave the real crime fighting up to the police. I get that, and I understand that's some people's opinion and interpretation of the law. Now, I haven't explained in detail what it is exactly that I plan to do. So you're probably like, Grove, I'm guessing that that's coming up next or now. Yes, it is. So, the nature of the crime-fighting organization that I'm in the process of creating is actually more intelligence gathering based. So, kind of like a detective agency. That's right, super sleuths. So, we're going to be super sleuthing using computers and old school tradecraft, off-grid, offline, combined, coupled with to gather intelligence regarding different criminal matters, crime. Talking some serious shit, man. Like serious shit, like high-level shit. Terrorism, terrorists, fucking major villains, like top-level shit. It can't be, we're going to do a little bit of everything, Help get some cats out of trees, help seniors, cross the crosswalk intersection, that type of stuff. But by and large, this crime-fighting organization is going to be international in scope, and it's going to be based on counterterrorism. So I'm putting it together. I've been working on it actually for many years, and I've actually been in the field training up, like working with different agencies as a U.S. intelligence contractor, for those of you who know. So I already have a background. I've already actually been doing this kind of stuff. I'm just going to officiate it and put a name on it and get some, listen, every organization has to have an ensign. We're going to have to get an official seal, that ensign, that seal that lets the world know, who we are and what we do. Also, I'm working with some legal groups to tackle the issue of fighting terrorism overseas. I'm talking about legality regarding weapons and ammunition and firearms and things of this nature. And I can even let y'all in on a little bit of it. So I've been communicating off and on with the U.S. State Department. I've talked to folks at the State Department who regulate private military companies abroad, that is overseas. U.S. private military companies that operate overseas in terms of laws, regulations, guidelines, what the parameters are in terms of frameworks of, operational frameworks, what the kind of standard is, the different governing organizations, the international bodies that have jurisdiction and that regulate and observe and codify and standardize private military companies, because there's a lot to it. So if y'all have seen the movie War Dogs, then you know what I'm talking about. Spoiler alert. The difference between War Dogs and what it is that I'm putting together is we're doing everything legally, like by the fucking book. By the book. So if you haven't seen the movie War Dogs, I encourage you to see it. I encourage you to see the movie War Dogs. Great movie, based on reality. It's based on a true story. And but don't wiki anything about it. Don't read anything about it. If you see anything pop up that has any lines of text or any letters or any type of information that pertains to that movie and what it's about, don't fucking read any of it. If you can get War Dogs legally somewhere online, just watch it without reading anything about it. Nothing. Don't read IMDb. Don't read the information that's in the video beneath the video. Okay? Or the movie is what I meant. Like if it pops up and it says starring such and such, credits, this and that. Don't read any of that. Don't ask anybody about it. If you can find War Dogs legally, don't pirate the shit. You can find it legally and it just says War Dogs, just watch the fucking movie. So, like I said, spoiler alert, fundamental difference is we'll be doing everything by the book. We're not going to cut corners. We're not going to break any fucking laws. I've talked to a lot of attorneys, a lot of people who work in national security. I've worked at different U.S. intelligence agencies as a civilian technical expert. That is right, civilian contractor. So I already know the laws, and I've already talked to lawyers, and they know what I'm doing. And I've talked to different agencies, and I have worked with law enforcement. So I'm not going to be creating anything that is illegal. Fuck no. I'm not stupid, man. The shit that I'm going to be, the shit that I am in the platform that I am in the process of creating, putting together, formulating, it's actually already created. I'm just putting the finishing touches on it. And I'm being honest, it's a lot of it is just aesthetics. It's really just, well, it's kind of twofold. It's kind of like three-pronged. Okay? It's a little bit more than twofold. It's more like three-pronged. So some of it is aesthetics, just really, signage. I mean, in all seriousness, like it's signage, like I said, getting the ensign, it's kind of decorative. I mean, if you're going to have a crime fighting organization, man, like Echo and like these other groups, man, you got to have some type of signage to let people know who you are, right? So something that's visible that people can see in public that lets them know, like, this is who we are. This is our symbol that represents us. So it's really symbolic to commemorate, to christen the beginnings of this crime-fighting organization, intelligence gathering organization. Number two, in the three-pronged process, is, like I said, I'm coordinating with different organizations, the matter of firearms and legal issues overseas, because there are a lot of gray areas, and I'm gonna do it fucking right. Like my that is our crime fighting organization isn't going to be in the category of those organizations that you've seen in the news who get in trouble, man, for breaking laws outside the United States. Just because we operate outside the United States, man, doesn't mean that we're not to be held to U.S. and foreign laws, international laws. And that's where a lot of people go wrong, man, is they go overseas, man, and they start doing fucked up shit, and they think because they're outside the U.S., they can't be held accountable. We're doing everything legally, man. That's the nature of what we do. We're going to do everything by the fucking book. We're not going to be doing anything fucking crazy, man, that's out of control. We're going to be thought of, and we're going to be known for being the guys that do shit the right way. Because we got to do shit the right way. So that's the second prong. So the third prong is me just financing the whole thing. I've already foot the bill. I've already financed most of it. And I'm just working on, playing the stock market. And like I said, playing the stock market and putting the finishing touches on the program. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of C4CW, casting 495 celebrities worldwide.